Okay, an anonymous player, and he plays a very cautious setup, which is not necessarily bad, but I mean, normally white has an advantage that he can play the first move. It's like in tennis where you have the serve, and here white just, you know, makes a very simple opening, and it's not very difficult for black to equalize, in my opinion. So my pieces are already in rather good shape, in my opinion. This bishop is not doing that much here on f4. Yes, it's protecting here the pawn, but that's it more or less. I have weaknesses on this diagonal, but the bishop can't go to this diagonal that easy. So this bishop is somewhat blocked in now. And let's see if I can play c5, c4 now. Yeah, this simply winning a piece. Now he starts to think, but this is a bit late. This pawn is now attacked 2 times as well. How he needs to play knight f3. I'm still thinking if I should castle short or not, because the h file might get very strong if I open it. Yeah, let's take this pawn and then taking on e5. Look at this weakness here on f3. So maybe I already have a winning attack now. I will open the h file. And should I play knight? Should I sacrifice this maybe even? What about playing queen h4? Queen h4. This looks quite deadly. I mean, I threatened to play queen g3. He plays king h1. I take here, check again here, and then taking here, which is a checkmate with the pawn. But he can play queen e1 maybe. What about queen e1? If I then take here, he takes. I play something like bishop e4, threatening a mate. Taking here, I have this diagonal. This really looks good. Yeah, I can maybe sacrifice here the knight as well.
Check.
Okay, I think this was one of the worst possibilities he could do, because it is now simply a checkmate.
Check.
I could also play a bishop e4.
Checkmate.
But this is a checkmate. But what to learn from this game? I mean, we had this tactical trick to win this piece here with c4. But let's talk about something else. And this is castling. I mean, in some of the videos, especially about openings, I said yes, you have to castle as quick as possible and to bring your king into safety, and this is often reasonable, and in most of the games you should really do it. But in this case, I could also have castled in the next few moves, but what I wanted to do is open the H file for the rook, because the position of the white king is already rather weak, and I don't see white attacking my king here in the center very quickly. So I could also, move my king to g8, just move him over here, and then playing something like h5 and opening this for the rook, because I think it's possible to open this for the rook if this bishop is not on the board anymore. But here, a couple of moves later, here already, this h file will be open. I mean, otherwise he needs to play g5 and just win the pawn. And even if he was able to play his queen with one move to b4 or something, or checking here, I just run with my king to g8 and I feel comfortable. Maybe even playing later something like if rook h6 and king h7. So this is not a problem. So sometimes you don't need to castle, and it's maybe more interesting to have the option to open file for a rook. So keep this in mind.